What's up, everybody? I want to come to you today with another economic stimulus update video. Also going to talk about your personal finances, your student loans, and some of the craziness that's going on under the CARES Act, and another potential reason why the economic stimulus payments are so delayed in getting out to everyone. Please stay tuned. We're going to talk about that next. Hello everyone, my name is Paul Zachary Shelton Jr. and I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Warwick Advisors. We are a wealth and investment management firm located in Orlando, Florida with clients across the United States. If this is your first time coming to my channel, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button, please like this video, please share this video to help me grow the financial literacy of our globe. Let's go ahead and jump into it for today. So under the CARES Act that was already passed and that gave everyone an economic stimulus, and at least 20 million, 15 million people are still waiting on it. There was also a provision in there for student loans. Many people have student loans, federal student loans, and the government said it will be great if we can put a moratorium or a pause on those student loans for a certain period of time so that people can be able to buy food and pay their mortgage and do things of that nature. And so they offer this out to everyone that has a federal student loan. And the sad thing is, they promised that it would not affect anyone's credit score, but as we have seen recently in the last week, it is destroying credit scores left and right. So the code for deferment that the student loan companies are using is actually showing that you're in deferment for an ineligibility to pay your student loan. So it's reporting it just like you're not paying it and just like you don't have the eligibility to pay it. Many people haven't checked their credit score, since the economic downturn of our economy, and they hadn't really had a reason to. And in good faith, they believed that the government would stand up and then do what it said it would do, and that putting your student loans into a deferment or forbearance because of COVID-19 and the coronavirus would not adversely affect your credit score. But for many people, they've seen a credit score drop of 100 points to 100 points already. That can make a significant change for a lot of people, especially in times like this where the economy is not the greatest. A lot of times, if you're getting a job in certain industries, such as the financial industry in different areas, if they pull your credit score and they see delinquencies are a significant drop at any given point in time, they're going to question that, and that can potentially create a rough situation for you. Additionally, it's going to make things more expensive for you. If you go to try to buy a car or try to buy a house or anything in the near-term future and you had a significant hit to your credit score, now you have to pay more in interest rate, a higher interest rate, higher payment, because you're technically a riskier borrower, which is not theoretically true. It's just you took advantage of something that the government gave to you, they gave to everyone. I have student loans too as well. And those are things that I'm working on and paying down and doing with personal finances as well. So this is a very, very painful thing. I encourage everyone that has student loans that took advantage of this forbearance through the government, through the CARES Act, to please call your loan company and ensure that your credit report is not being damaged. Additionally, for those of you with the mortgages that put your mortgage into forbearance as well for this allotted period of time, I would encourage you to do exactly the same thing. Check your credit score. Just give it a quick check to make sure that if you've been in forbearance on your student loan or your mortgage or whatever the case may be for longer than a month. Also with car loans, many credit unions and banks have done the same thing with car loans. But double check, make sure that if you're not paying, if it's deferred, that it's not adversely affecting your credit score. Many situations and many times people can afford to pay, but we're just not paying it, and we choose deferment if it's offered to us so that we can have the opportunity to save the money in case the economy gets significantly worse. So I encourage you to please look out for that. The company that was primarily noted as doing this is Great Lakes Financial, which is a large holder of many student loans, the Great Lakes Educational Loan Servicing. So it says they inaccurately reported the payments for millions of federal student loans borrowers, and it lowered the credit scores for all of them and jeopardized the access to future credit lines. This is something that's very scary and something that's very serious. So I advise you, if you're thinking about doing a forbearance, or if you're thinking about doing the deferment for your student loans, for your mortgage, car note, any one of those things, because of this situation, please discuss this with them, and please do whatever you can to try to protect your credit. Once you get the ding on your credit score, it is very hard to rectify, hard to correct. I know the government says, oh, we'll go back and we'll rerun the algorithm, we'll fix everything and make it as if it never were. The government's priority is not your credit score, trust me. They are not going to look out for you in that amount of detail. It's going to be up to you to protect your credit score. Even when your credit score is even when you've done nothing wrong to affect your credit score, it is still up to you to make sure that you get that squared away. So Great Lakes released this statement. I'll read it to you. It says, Great Lakes says that they are working with the credit reporting companies to ensure the accuracy of the information that they reported regarding COVID-19 forbearances. It also said that it doesn't believe its reporting has impacted any consumer's credit score. So either they're completely blind or just don't want to admit it. It's more than likely a lot of column 2 in that scenario. They probably just don't want to admit how bad it is and that they actually stepped in it this time around. So please take care of that. Please check your credit scores. Other things I want to talk about is in the HEROES Act. So HEROES Act, more than likely, it's not going to get passed as is, and we already know what it entails and everything that's in there. But one other little detail that I did notice when I looked back over all the notes of the HEROES Act, and I reread it again a couple times to make sure that it was correct, that is, if it is passed, it will go ahead and rectify everyone that was disqualified in the CARES Act as well. So we know that dependents that were age 17 and older on a tax return did not receive the economic stimulus payment, and we've been advised that going forward they're going to receive that payment in the next filing year, so in the 2021 tax season for the 2020 tax filing. If the HEROES Act is passed as is, it will retroactively give those recipients that were age 17 and older that stimulus money at the rate of the $500. It won't be at the rate of the HEROES Act, which is $1,200. So that's a very good point. And that one hasn't really, at least that line item inside of the bill has not really drawn too much counteraction from the Republican Party. So it's very possible that anything that moves forward, whether it's the bill that's produced through the House by the Democratic Party or something else that's produced through the Senate by the Republican Party, it's very possible that the bill would contain some verbiage like that, so that people would not have to wait to the 2021 tax season in order to receive the economic stimulus for those dependents. Another crazy fact is that even with everything that's going on in the economic stimulus that's going on, there are still so many people in our country that are homeless right now, that are struggling really bad financially. And it's approximately 13 million people that qualify for the economic stimulus, but they're not getting any Social Security, any supplemental insurance income, any disability income, or anything of that nature. And these people are oftentimes forgotten, completely forgotten altogether. And because they are not on the radar of the IRS, they will more than likely not receive any dime of economic stimulus money. This is very unfortunate. So I encourage everyone, so please be thankful for what you have. Please be grateful for everything that you have, and try to do something. I encourage everyone, do something this weekend and to help me celebrate my birthday. My birthday is this upcoming Sunday. And if you can, just do something very considerate for someone else. Even if it's a complete stranger, it'd be better if it's for a complete stranger. Whether it's holding the door for them, whether it's buying them lunch, or anything that you can do to spread love around our country. We definitely need it at this time right now. The last thing I want to talk to you about was the theory about why some of the economic stimulus payments may be delayed. So it is very true that a lot of Americans have taken advantage of the tax filing deadline being pushed back to July. Typically it's April 15th, but that has been pushed back to July to give people more time to digest all of the negativity and ramifications from the economic fallout of the coronavirus. With that being the case, the US government and the IRS has brought in a lesser amount of revenue. I would never dare to say that the US is running on a shoestring budget and that they're living paycheck to paycheck. But it does raise the question as to why economic stimulus payments are starting to slow down, especially for those that do not pay tax returns. Because it looks like mostly all the people that paid a tax return or that filed a tax or were taxpayers in the recent past have received their economic stimulus, but many people that do not file a tax return have not received it. I don't want to spread any conspiracies or anything of that nature, but I did read this in an article on CNBC.com that with the reduction in the amount of tax revenue that the IRS has brought in, it's very plausible that they may be sandbagging. And that's not the exact word that they're using, but it's very possible they could be sandbagging some of the economic stimulus payments getting out to everyone else. Hopefully that's not the case. If this is your first time coming to my channel, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button, please like this video, please share this video to help me grow the financial literacy of our globe. Thank you so much and have a great day.